Good morning, everyone. I want to welcome in the new members and the old members that have found their way back to the community. I need you just as much as you need me. In this morning's update, I'd like to go over some XRP technical analysis. So we'll look at the price action and we'll look at the fact that XRP is coming to an end of the 6-year trend line, which we know about from 2018. On my chart, this ends December of this year, which is less than 6 months away now. On this, the analyst predicts a 1,400% rally to 750, which would double all-time highs. We'll read through that and look at the viability of that. I will go over that exact chart that they're talking about because I have it on mine, and show you exactly how far back this extends, especially if you're new to this community. This is something you're not going to want to miss. This is something you're going to want to stick around to, and I would stay until the very end just so you can get every piece of info. We'll go over not just XRP in this update. We'll go over the XRP market cap. We'll go over the XRP Bitcoin pairing, which I still believe is very undervalued in comparison to Bitcoin. We'll go over the Bitcoin chart. And then I also want to look at HBAR because we touched on it last night when it was at the, I believe it was the 7762. It seemingly looks like it double bottomed in that area. And it looks like we're trying to bounce off of this right now. Now, we did bounce up. Now that 2 hourly looks a little bearish right now, so we'll have to see if we can push back up. Otherwise, we could come back to 7762, or we could end up falling down back to this downtrending support line. If it loses 7762, you could come down to that 762 area. So be aware of that. But we'll get more onto HBAR. With XRP, we're down 0.16 this morning, 0.16%. We have the immediate short-term formation that we'll continue to get into here, but I would like to timestamp this very quickly. But this is your immediate short-term here, what we're looking at just from the beginning of roughly June, and we're stuck within the short-term consolidation. So please make sure to hit that like button so YouTube will recommend this update. By you hitting that like button, YouTube will recommend this update and will show up within the news feed. So by being recommended, we show up on the news feed whether you've watched my content or not. And most of you have sent me messages. You know, notifications don't get sent out like they should for my channel. So by you hitting that like button, it forces YouTube to push my content even more by making me show up on more and more feeds. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in this Sunday morning. Don't forget to give thanks to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ here on this Sunday morning. And I'll catch you on the other side of the intro, everybody. So please just make sure to hit that like button so we continue to expand this beautiful community. So good morning. 8:56 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Sunday, June 23rd, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So as we can see, we've got a lot of instability in the crypto market. We've got a lot of lack of transparency when it comes to XRP and Ripple. We just can't seem to get the bottom line, whether it's the Ripple CEO, the president, it just doesn't matter. The CFOs, we just can't seem to get the bottom line. So what we rely on is with these court documents, when things come out, you know, weekly, monthly, we rely on seeing the bottom line on these official documents so we can see truth from reality. And what we've seen time and time again when it comes to Ripple or XRP, we get told one thing, but then it's not exactly as we're told from this side, and when we get to see it on the official documents on this side, it's completely different set of circumstances than we're used to. A lot of times it's similar with just the slightest of differences, like when you go to Brad Garlinghouse back in 2017 when we had this volatility to the upside. He didn't have to come out and said that he was long. He didn't have to say it in an interview, but he comes out and says he's long, and then you can see clear documentation where he's unloading some of his XRP in the exact same time that he said he was very, very long. Now, what I tried to explain yesterday is this is not all just apples to oranges. It's not all cut and dry like it looks. If you owned, let's say you owned 1 million XRP at 1 penny. If it goes up to $3.80 or $3.30, of course you're going to sell some. I can't think of one person that I've ever met. If you bought XRP or you owned it at such a cheap price that you wouldn't start getting rid of it when it's up 2, 3, 4,000%. It got up like 50,000% from the bottom. So I can't think of a single person who wouldn't sell it at all. XRP, remember, at one point was 0.00. So you can't shame somebody for profit taking. So in this case, Brad Garlinghouse owns such a large amount of XRP. Of course, it's natural to sell some of it and take profit along the way. He didn't even sell close to a majority. So, I mean, that's where you get these little comparisons. Sorry about that. I almost knocked down my tablet. I caught it on the way down, which is nice. But that's where you can't just get a true apples to apples comparison. You know, it's not. So just consider that it's not. He wasn't selling it as it was going down. It was during price appreciation, which is when everybody I know who accumulates or owns something, they end up dropping some of them off when it starts to become much more appreciated. The price becomes much appreciated. That's when you do these kind of things. So I think a lot of this stuff is slander. And if we're being honest with ourselves, we know exactly what's going on here. So let's get into this. XRP down 0.12%. I do like to look at it from this charting perspective because, one, we have the cup and handle formation on the outside. So this is the totality of the pattern. We need to hold the cup and handle. That support right now, if we were to hit it a third time, is around 42.6 cents. But if we take this down into like the 2-hour time frame, we can look at the shorter term consolidation. And yeah, sometimes it's like a broken record here. But while we're still within the same consolidation, there's no reason to try to trick ourselves. There's no reason to lie to ourselves and tell us something's going to happen that's not. So we might as well pay attention to the consolidation right now. And that's what I thoroughly appreciate and I embrace. I take advantage of the consolidation we have. And now because of said consolidation, we can even break this down. It's kind of like if anybody's ever seen Inception. You go within a dream, inside of a dream, inside of a dream. This, we go within a chart, inside of a chart, inside of a chart, to go from the short all the way out to the long, or the long all the way out to the short. Now you start looking at this, and we start to break this into different sections here. Okay, well now, Tom, what the hell is the point of this? Well, the point is, if you're a trader, now we can look at this. Instead of having to wait until it comes all the way down to the range of 464 or 465, or all the way up to 5140 and break out or break down to know what's going on, now we've got a short-term range, even shorter than before. Now we've got between 48.17 and 49.2. If it breaks that 48.1, the likelihood is we're going to come back down here to 46.55. If we break above 49.1, the likelihood is we'll come up here to 51.4. The thing is, though, you need to break it down into different sections. And like I said, it's like Inception when you go from a dream, inside of a dream, inside of a dream. This is a chart, inside of a chart, inside of a chart. So, and I could keep making this even more minute, but this is the wider formation of the cup and handle. You break it down into that short term that we talked about to start, and that goes back into the beginning of June, right about, or May 27th, so end of May. And then we can break it down even closer by going down into the 2-hour time frame, and this consolidation just started on June 18th. So we've broken the pattern down from about a month out to several years out. So it went from several years to about a month and a half. No, it went from 2 years out to about 25 days and then to 5 days. So we can continue to break it smaller. I don't want to break it smaller than this because it's going to invalidate what's even necessary. You want to keep it to what's in proportion, what's actually happening. So this is what I can tell you. For XRP, if we break that 481 area, XRP is looking at about a 3.3% consolidation. And then if it were to break this 49.1 cents, and I love to see the differential from support to resistance. If we were to break bullish out of here, and we'll estimate it right here. So it's 4.7% to the top, 3.3% down. So that's what we're looking at if we break down and we dissect the XRP pattern. So we'll just have to wait patiently to see if we can garner some buyers' attention, or if this just continues to fall and then we end up finding ourselves back at these levels. And then ultimately, if this pattern broke, then you'd end up down here at 42.6, 42.4 cents, depending on exactly when we were to hit it. So I think that's a great breakdown of XRP. I think it's an excellent way to look at the multiverse or the multi-charts and look at it at an exception style consolidation. If we look at this, we've got 48 cents right here, which is very typical. This is just the USDTP chart, which is the perpetual futures chart. And this is showing us right around the same area, around that 481. If it breaks through, then we obviously are looking at a little bit of trouble here. So that's what I wanted to show with XRP right there. And I did it in a little different way there. The XRP market cap's down 0.14% to 27.014 billion, or down 38.933 million. We're stuck still within this range, and we can even lower this range. See, like what we did with XRP's price action, we can also do that with the market cap. So right now we've got this uptrending support. We've got a very clear lower high, downtrending resistance, and higher low. So it's converging. And I'm just talking about the short term as we brought it into we talked about the wider front and like it looks. We've got a range right now between 25.8 billion and 28.2 billion. So about a 3 billion range. Right now we can cut that range down to support at 26.8. If it breaks 26.8, then the likelihood is it'll come down to 25.8 billion, and we've got resistance at 27.3. So the range is 27.3 billion to 26.7. So that's only a 600 million gap here. If it breaks above here at 27.3, the likelihood is it'll come up here to 28.1. So that's what you need to consider when you're trading XRP, or when you're looking to maybe consolidate into XRP. You have to keep in mind all of the setups here, all of the fundamentals. So that's what you're looking at from a shorter time frame and a longer time frame from out to in. XRP Bitcoin pairings at 755 sat level. It still remains well within this consolidation. We haven't been able to break through it at all. Not even in the smallest, minute fashion, but we've been consolidating over the past several days. And as many of you know, I've been watching this very closely. I've been in it. And I just decided to move my money around a little bit as I made some money on Casper, made money on AMP, and currently HBAR is up a little bit, but we don't know if anything's going to happen with this consolidation. But this is what I'm looking at for the XRP Bitcoin pairing. This is as straightforward as I can give you in a shorter time frame. And it's necessary to pay attention to these consolidations, because if it does manage to hold this, and it sticks up here at the 752, the chances are it'll come back up to 763 and make a run back up to that 780 sat level. But if it breaks down from here, there's a very real chance if it loses this 746, we could come back down to this exhaustion down here at 727. I always get nervous when I see exhaustion candles that haven't come back and at least retested them, because oftentimes if you start forming a pattern like we have now, you'll end up coming back and retesting that area. And I found that flat triple support there on this 2 hourly consolidation. So that's why I looked in that area for XRP Bitcoin pairing. So that's what I'm looking at. An opportune moment, if it breaks back down, would be right back around that 727 sat level. If it breaks down, and that's where I'd put serious consideration if it holds that support and re-entering this kind of a phase. So that's what I'm looking at there. The Bitcoin chart is at 64,400. Hi, Ghost. Up 0.21%. As it's up $134 on the day. Hi, buddy. Yeah, hi. Let's take a look at it a little bit closer to see what Bitcoin's doing here. As we're on the last day of a thinly traded weekend, futures markets open tonight, so we'll be back on track here this afternoon. Bitcoin looks like it has a mild V-shaped recovery. Had a little bit of breakdown candle. Now it looks like a reversal here. This looks like a reversal possibly for Bitcoin. If we can get a close here around over 64, right where we're at right now, it would be a beautiful close on this 2 hourly, and we could be pushing up here. This could be an attempted short-term V-shaped recovery here on the bottom side. If we take this into a smaller time frame, it's got a nice lengthy sideways consolidation here. It very well could be pushing up to see how we react at 65K the more I look at this. If this 2 hourly breaks bullish, you could end up in time working yourself all the way up here to that 66,200 area. We've had a very nice descending consolidation. These are oftentimes viewed as bullish consolidations, assuming we don't break the mold. I mean, look at that beautiful downward consolidation. That is actually a fantastic consolidation here. Because if you're on a descending structure, these are technically bullish reverse. Look how beautiful. That's like a falling channel. You can't make this up. That is perfectly set up. That is perfectly set up. A falling channel on the outside of the pennant flag. So now you've got a base, everybody. If Bitcoin breaks over 65,116, we'll make that quick run up to 66,389. If we fall below 62,950, we'll make that quick run down to 61,100, and that's the pennant flag support. It used to be resistance until we broke out. Now it's possible we backtest, and if this little falling channel breaks down, that would be the absolute area I would expect, I would anticipate, and I'd be shocked if it didn't hit. And if it breaks up, there is a very real chance if this breaks up, we wouldn't get rejected at 66.1. We could come all the way back to 69.4. So let's pay attention and be optimistic, but at the same time, you need to guard your profits. Or how about this? You need to guard your funds. When you're investing in crypto especially, which all markets are manipulated. I don't care if you're trading Forex, the stock market, commodities, crypto, oil. I don't care what you trade. It's all manipulated. If you like to trade the ETFs, so you have to guard your funds. What did Warren Buffett say? Rule number 1, guard your wealth. I mean, it seems pretty simple. He didn't say it in that exact words, but he said that message. I got to put this back up here because the XRP Bitcoin pairing, it kind of shimmied down. I don't know. Does that on TradingView. So there we go, back in place. While I still have everybody's attention, DGB's up 3.65% to the 824 sat level. I circled that formation because it looked like it was a bottoming formation. And I said at that 007 whatever. Well, we said as a community in the live, we were talking about that area down there where it could have double bottomed around that 750. And right now it's starting to push back up. We've got a little bit of a nice consolidation here that broke out. Like it did break out of this consolidation. Nah, you know, guess what? I guess it didn't technically break out of it 100%. If you look at it from the other perspective, it did. But if we take the totality of the pattern, it definitely didn't. It's always good to take the totality instead of just the short term, because this is what's going on. So it's right up to resistance. This is actually fascinating to look at it this way. You got this uptrending support line for DGB in case it does break down. So that's beautiful. If you're looking to buy DGB, you're not going to do it on resistance. You want to buy support. So if you get a rejection here at 828 and then it comes back to 776, that's your buy. If it holds this consolidation. Now, if it breaks down the consolidation, well, then we might find ourselves all the way back to that 655. That would be incredible if we ended up back down there. That's the bottom of this falling channel. It has not been able to break out of this in so long. It's actually quite, I don't want to say it's comical, but it's quite interesting. And I'm just keeping it like that because there's no reason to circumvent the pattern. So pay attention to DGB as it could be coming up for a rejection here at about the 830 level, 00830. But it's been a nice little run here of about 3.65%. And then HBAR, and then I want to read what I was going to read. HBAR is bouncing off of that 7762. It did show a bearish 2-hour candle that it's trying to fight off right now, as it did come down to about 7829. And now it's back up near 788. Yeah, it's fighting this off right now. If we could push past this 7888 and we start pushing back towards 7920, this could be a big bullish reversal here within the same 2-hourly candle. So pay attention to that. And we'll talk more about HBAR in tonight's live. So, well, if I can do a live. I'm going to my dad's today, but I fully anticipate doing a live tonight. It may not be at 6:30 p.m. Might be a little bit later, but I fully anticipate still doing a live. If it falls through, and let's just say this doesn't correct itself and move up, 7762 is your first support. If it breaks through that, then look for a buy-in opportunity at 759. It still would be the backside of this descending triangle breakout. And last but not least, let's make sure to get into this reading real quick. So the only reason I want to talk about this is because this 6-year trend line is coming to an end. Now, I'm not saying it's going up 1,400%, but this is, in fact, coming to an end at the end of this year. It really, really is. It's been in this pattern since end of 2017, early 2018, depending on where you want to mark it. So please make sure to hit that like button if you do appreciate my content, so YouTube recommends this update. If you want to trade with me or you need to exchange to trade XRP in the USA or worldwide, there's in the video description below and our pinned comments, there's HOTCOIN. That is in the description. You can join me on copy trading. I haven't started yet. I'm just building up a portfolio for anybody who wants to join. Or you can trade XRP and many other cryptos there There's BLOFIN as well in the video description below and our pinned comments, which I'll be copy trading on there too. So you can choose which exchange you want to be on. One that has more control over your keys or one that doesn't. BLOFIN is the next thing in like the way we're doing the utilization in crypto. So you need to look deeper with it. I'll talk more about it tonight, but I want to get through this reading and release this. So make sure you look in the video description below and our pinned comments if you need an exchange to trade on. No VPN in any of them you see on there for the USA or worldwide. And very low fees, spot or leverage trading. If you support my work, make sure you consider joining Tom's Army and getting the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens in month 1, or send 1 YouTube super chat per month. So let me read this real quick. So the XRP 6-year trend line draws to a close. Analyst predicts 1,400% rally to $7.50. As the major pieces begin to fall into place, XRP may now be in a position where things are going well for its future price trajectory. While XRP enthusiasts are still reeling in amazement over Ripple's recent win in court, a crypto analyst has dropped a bullish XRP price prediction that investors can look forward to. According to the analyst known as JD, XRP is getting close to skyrocketing into new price territories. So they predict the $7.50 price. XRP days of trading less than $1 may be ending very soon. According to a recent price prediction by a crypto analyst, JD, the analyst made this known while sharing an ultra bullish prediction on social media platform X. According to the XRP USD bi-weekly price chart shared by the analyst, the 6-year trend line is finally drawing to a close. This trend line closer could signal the start of a massive bull run. Interestingly, JD's technical analysis is based on a non-logarithmic price scale for XRP in a previous occurrence. Despite the price swings in the past 6 years, XRP has broadly traded within a descending channel. Its record peak of 340 in 2017, which this is what I always talk about, this descending formation it's in. The upper resistance line is copied upside around $1.90, while the lower support line is held above 14 cents during the multi-year bear market. However, recent price action suggests the entire 6-year downtrend is now wedging toward an apex. The contracting range is leaving less and less room for XRP to fluctuate between resistance and support. So XRP set for a breakout. As pointed out by JD, this only suggests XRP is set for a breakout to the upside. Furthermore, the analyst indicated a price target of $7.50 when XRP finally surges. With XRP currently trading at 48.7 cents, this price target represents an increase of 1,430%. While that may sound outlandish, the analyst points to a similar price cycle between 2013 and 2017 to justify such an explosive move. Notably, a similar breakout of a 5-year descending triangle pattern saw XRP surge over 600 times to peak at $3.40. JD also noted dumb money traders will eventually be left behind during the surge. We will make sure to take profits on dumb money. It will be a fun but very sad cycle for most, the analyst said. Whether XRP can replicate those blistering gains remains to be seen. Despite this outrageous bullishness, JD did reply affirmatively to a comment mentioning that the cycle could be different from the 2017-2021 cycle. Looking at XRP's chart, some key resistance zones watch are around 54.63 and 80 cents. So make sure to hit that like button so YouTube recommends this. If you made it until the very end, hashtag be better, do better in the comments, and I'll see you in this afternoon's update.